Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Interviewing the Legends. I'm your host, Ray Shasho. Roger Chapman, guitarist; John Whitney, drummer; Rob Townsend, bassist and vocalist; John Wetton, and multi-instrumentalist John Palmer on vibes, keyboards, and flute. Family's Fearless was released in October 1971 and was the first album to feature new member John Wetton following the band's second U.S. tour in 1971 and the UK top 10 hit single In My Own Time. The album was one of Family's finest and reached the UK top 20 upon its release, featuring such strong material as Spanish Tide, Burning Bridges, and Between Blue and Me. The new disc, the 3-disc edition of this classic album, has been newly remastered from the master tapes and also includes 24 bonus tracks drawn from the In My Own Time single, BBC radio sessions, and a fine performance for BBC Radio 1 in concert from December 1971. This new expanded remastered release also features an illustrated booklet with a new essay. Please welcome singer, musician, best known as the lead singer of progressive rock group Family and Streetwalkers, Chapo, Roger Chapman, to Interviewing the Legends. Hello there, Roger.
Hi, Ray. Well, very kind of a legend, maybe. Oh, thank you anyway. Yeah. Still here and still singing and still performing.
That's awesome, man. You've been around a lot of years, you know, and you're truly a living legend.
I've had quite a lot of solo years. I mean, a lot more than Streetwalker or Family. You know, I mean, the past 35 years I've been recording solo albums and just doing my own thing, really, which has been good, been nice.
It's pretty good doing your own thing, isn't it? And not having a record company on your back.
Oh, no, I've had record companies, like quite a lot of them. I mean, I've had successes through Europe, through the years, you know, the various European countries.
Right.
In the States, but I mean, that's a bit normal. They never really took to me anyway.
Yeah, that's good.
That's all right, you know, I mean, it's not too far away from home, and I can jump in a car or jump on a plane. I'm there in an hour and a half, and so it's nice to talk things like that.
I think an acquaintance of yours told me to give you a big hello, okay? Derek Holt, formerly of the Climax Blues Band.
Oh, blimey. Jesus, oh, hello. Yeah. Well, again, another legend. Yeah, we're sort of, there's lots of legends about.
Yeah, he's living in Spain now, I believe. He's a good guy. I interviewed Derek a while back. We keep in touch.
But I think they still tour, don't they? The Climax.
Yeah, he's not with. Climax Blues Band does tour, but not with Derek, which is a shame.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because
as long as he's still working, because we all like to keep working, you know, it's fortunately a suitable job to have that lasts, you know, it can last you until death, as it were.
Well, it keeps you young, I think, right? It keeps you guys, yeah.
Well, your brain's ticking over all the time, you know, because obviously, I mean, I've started recording now again and writing with my friend Poli Palmer.
Right.
As we did the last album, now we're working on another one, so, you know, I mean, it's great, lovely.
I want to talk about Life in the Pond. That was your first solo album in quite a while, about 12 years or so. Love the album.
The last one, oh, thank you very much. Well, that was just Polly and myself, you know, I mean, when the COVID thing came up, you know, everybody obviously had to hide in cellars and back rooms, and fortunately, Polly's cellar is a studio.
Yeah.
So we started writing together and just carried on and made it into an album, which was nice, you know, which was good.
Yeah, you've got Polly on the album. You've got Jeff Whitehorn from...
Jeff Whitehorn,
yeah. Jeff, besides Procol Harum, I remember he played in If the band If for a long time. I was a fan of that band as well. Yeah.
Well, after If, Jeff actually joined me in my band, The Shortlist.
Right.
And played with me for a good 30 years, on and off with PROG, you know. And I know other people. I think he also played with The Who and things like this.
Yeah.
And, a fantastic guitar player and a really good man to have with you on the road. You know, he's a very, very strong person.
Yeah, he's an excellent guitar player.
A good MD too.
Yeah. You know what I notice about this album? You know, you're very eclectic. I mean, you know, you hear a lot of blues and R&B in your voice, but you can do anything, and you have through the years done a lot of things. But you know, I notice a lot of like country rock and blues in a lot of these tracks. Am I mistaken on that? But I actually hear that.
No, not at all. I mean, the thing is that again, from the era I grew up, which is just basically before rock and roll. It's, you know, a lot of interest was in country was the nearest thing to rock and roll, but then country, obviously rock and roll came out of country as far as we were concerned. The R&B thing came a little while later. But I mean, I was probably buying those kind of things when I was 16 years old, 16, 17. So I influenced, and then some older guys I was hanging out with told me about Hank Williams. I thought, you must listen to Hank Williams, and I went, oh, okay. So I was listening to, I don't know, you know, I suppose they were other than the general pop tunes of the day, you know, the various, you know, sort of middle of the road type pop singers. Was it Frankie Vaughan, the guy that cried all the time, Johnny somebody, right?
Is it Frankie Lane? Is that Frankie Lane?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Frankie Lane.
I remember him. Yeah.
But I mean, they were the kind of the pop singers when Frank Sinatra too, of course. When I was 15, 16, they were the people that were having
right.
Plus the various ladies, of course. But I mean, really, I started kicking. I think I first heard Elvis when I was about 13 at school, and we were like school kids talking about it. And then just I grew into a Gene Vincent lookalike, and I could sing like Gene Vincent too, thankfully.
Yeah.
I always had the high voice with the range and
right.
things like that. And they were my first really, I suppose, ticket to being in the business itself, or wanted to sing myself, you know.
But you know, some of these tracks, you know, Playtime is Over. Nightmare 5. A lot of these tracks could be, I think, hits on the country music circuit. That's how good they are. I mean, you know, this.
Oh, Ray, if you could organise that, I still listen to a lot of the new country. It's just like fantastic rock and roll.
Right.
It's not country and western as we knew it.
Exactly.
And, you know, Brothers Osborne, people like that, wonderful writers and wonderful performers. But it's just the best end of rock and roll, you know, with the country voice on the top.
Same thing, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm with you. I like the old great. I like Hoyt Axton was one of my favorites, you know, growing up, and of course Johnny Cash, all those guys.
Well, Johnny Cash was obviously more well known over here in the UK. I don't know. I know the name Hoyt Axton, but I don't know his work.
Mm-hmm.
But Johnny Cash was obviously a big star around the world, I think. So he would be on regular radio and TV even over in the UK.
Yeah.
So yes, and I've actually through the years I've sang a couple of Johnny Cash songs myself in art stage.
I don't know how you keep your voice in check all these years. Because, you know, it's not easy singing the way you do. You know, that some of the guys, you know, I bring up, you know, Joe Cocker, Brian Johnson from AC/DC. I remember the singer from Nazareth. You know, you get that raspy, you know, it's hard.
I don't know. Well, I don't think any of the guys you mentioned, or even myself, it's not a sound you put on. It's just a sound that's there in your throat.
Wow.
So I suppose if it comes over as like that, then it's more. I mean, obviously everybody runs out of throat sometime.
Right.
Even your classic opera singers get sore throats.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. It's just it's just a thing that's happening within our bodies. As supposedly, this sound comes out. So I mean, I'm really pleased actually because it gives me enormous scope to sing all kinds of stuff, which I'm interested in all kinds of music, not just one particular form of rock and roll, but like you say, country, R&B. I sort of like to kind of get amongst all these different fields. Mm-hmm. It's really good for me, good for my brain.
Yep. Good
to be learning all the time anyway, and you are as a musician, or you should be. I like to think that we should be learning all the time.
Sure.
There's too much to learn all at once, Yeah, I mean, my spectrum is pretty broad.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really pleased about that because that's how I tend to write too.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I love these songs, man. This has got to be one of my, I've listened to a lot of your solo stuff, but I think this is my favorite, Life in the Pond. I really do.
Wow. Okay, well, good. I'll tell Polly that because he'll be very pleased.
Yeah.
And Jeff.
Oh man, I can identify with every tune, and they're fun tunes, and they're they're traditional, they're earthy, they're almost classics already. The way.
Oh boy, okay.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps you could play a couple on your show, then maybe.
Oh yeah.
We'll get that contrast.
I like the title "Rabbit Got the Gun." That's.
Well, we know the phrase, don't we? So, yeah.
It reminds me a little bit of the Thunderbirds, that tune, like Kim Wilson and the Thunderbirds a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I actually met Kim a couple of times.
Uh-huh.
Over here when they were gigging in the UK, and I went to see him, and I was grateful because he knew of me. And I was a fan of the Thunderbirds anyway, so
right.
Kim, harmonica playing and all that. And I met him a couple of times, which was nice.
Yeah, I had Kim on the show a couple of times. Really good guy, great band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, just a great player, and again, understands the music he writes and plays in,
Sure.
Totally.
If there's a track on this album that really sticks out as far as, traditional, country, rock, and blues, it's got to be Having Us a Honeymoon. I mean, we don't need to have a wedding to have a honeymoon. I mean, that's.
No, you don't, do you?
That is awesome.
That's really our heroes from the old Sue label. I don't know if you had it in the UK, but the old R&B things. I can't think of the names now, to be honest. Huey Piano Smith.
Right. Okay.
But I mean, UK bands in those days, like the 60s, they were all listening to people like Huey Piano Smith. If you're a piano player, you definitely listen to him.
Mm-hmm.
And the music and the fun that went in with that New Orleans feel, and I think we started. I wrote the tune, and I think Polly said this should be like Huey Piano Smith. The lyrics are just like him.
Right.
If he was alive today, he should record it. So we did one. We did a Huey Piano Smith song. It's like that.
I love it, man. You can also fit in that category of guys like Tony Joe White and Dr. John in a way, because you got that, you got a couple of songs that are kind of swampy, like the
smoky stuff.
Yeah, I love it. Well, one song that really changed direction was On Lavender Heights. That was kind of a slower. Talk about that tune, writing that song.
Okay, well, again, we had a kind of lot of up tempo, and I had the sequence itself played by an old barrel house piano type thing, and it was almost like Victoriana. Victoriana here means the 1900s, basically. And it was almost like one of those sort of parlor piano players in those days.
Right.
With this piano sound, I thought, I love this. And also there's a little bit of Tom Waits in there, who is a big hero of mine. And we kind of went for that sort of, again, the old-fashioned parlour room music, as it were, or as we think it was, more likely. But then I had the lyrics, and the lyrics went with it too. I always think of Victoriana as being like purple and lilac, and I don't know why, and red velvet and blah blah blah, you know. But Victoriana obviously is very British. Excuse me. So I mean, it was kind of around that picture in my head that I was sort of writing for, and I like to do that. I like to have a picture in my head.
Sure.
Whether they be aggressive thoughts or loving thoughts, I like to have a picture in my head that kind of write around it, you know. So people, it also creates a picture for other people who listen to it, you know.
Well, it's a beautiful song, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're quite proud of it, I have to say.
Yeah. Well, when I was talking about that swamp type music, it brought Snake, of course, up to mind. That was who are you? Is that a duo with who? Are you singing? You're singing with somebody, right?
No. I do all the backups.
That's like okay, all right. Well, that came out great.
Obviously.
Yeah, I love that track, man.
Yeah, that's good. The funny thing is that it wasn't until I actually took it to Polly. I'd only heard it like a few days before, and for the first time, and I'm talking like 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago.
Right.
And I said, I found this great song, Paul. It's called The Snake. Wonderful lyrics. I mean, I just loved it for the lyrics and the theme behind the lyrics, the storytelling. And I said, I found this great song. Do you know it? And he says, oh yeah. He says it's hundreds of years old, from the 60s. And I went, oh gee whiz, okay. Well, I only heard it for the first time 3 years ago.
Right.
And I loved the lyrics. I loved the lyrics so much that I wanted to record it. So we thought, well, we'll do some song just for a change on the album. And we had a go at that. And I'm pleased to say again that I think we made it our own version of it, which is nice.
Oh, it's incredible, yeah.
Oscar Brown Jr., wasn't it? I think one of the versions were.
Right, I think so.
And various other people, yeah.
Yeah. Then, of course, you got another great title, Green as Guacamole.
Gag. Well, couldn't you just gag?
Gag, yeah, the gag in parentheses.
I nearly swore then, but I won't.
That's a great song.
I'm just thinking while we're gagging now. Yeah, there's those people, right. Anyway, yeah.
Love it.
Anyway, it's good. It's emotional. My emotions of what I think about certain individuals in the world and whatever you see on TV,
right.
in the papers, politics.
Yeah.
And it makes it get so strong for me that I have to put it down.
Yeah.
And then, of course, if I put it down and I like some of the text and the context of it, then I start forming it into a song. And that's what happened with that, you know. Some people don't like it to be that blunt, but unfortunately, that's the way it is, isn't it?
Sure, why not? Yeah.
So I did.
Then you turned into more of an R&B track with I love the sax in this one. Collar Turned Up. I mean, to me that sounds like a classic already. That's a great track. I really dig that one.
Oh, I'm glad you like it. I mean,
yeah.
That came really again to. We used to have a number of kind of movies over here in the 50s, 60s, almost black and white movies.
Yep.
About a girls' school, and unfortunately I can't think of what the girls' school is. I'm sure you'll be able to look it up.
Okay.
But in the school, somebody who lived in the grounds was a guy called Flash Harry. Who was like an old-fashioned spiv. We used to call them spivs in the 50s in the UK and London. Who were, the guys standing on street corners selling dirty postcards and blah blah blah. All that kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
And it was his image that I was looking at when I was writing the lyrics. I thought it was quite funny to write all this, So I'm kind of writing about this Flash Harry guy. And then just the stupidity of the thing, but it becomes something, It's it's sort of like nostalgic for me of the old movies from the 60s.
Oh yeah.
And these kind of very precarious
Yep.
And I don't know, just having fun, really.
Yeah, British movies in the 60s were great, you know. I used to watch a lot of them, you know. Not Peter Sellers, but I was thinking about, oh my gosh.
He'll do. He's a good start, isn't he?
Yeah, oh yeah. But, you know, Alfie, of course. I'm trying to think of the actor from Alfie.
Michael Caine.
Yeah, Michael Caine. He's my favorite. He was my favorite from way back. Well, he's been obviously a big star actor for many years, all over the world, really. Yeah.
Yeah. But,
you know who I was you know who I was friends with at one time was James Mason. Remember James Mason?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, great actor.
He was he was a customer of mine. We used to be in retail electronics, the family business in D.C., and he walks in, and him and his wife Clarissa, and he even sent us a present for when I got married.
Right.
He was a really nice guy.
Well, I'm sure he wasn't as spooky in real life.
No.
He had this great spooky persona, didn't he?
Yeah. Great voice.
The black hair, and black sort of oily hair, as it were.
Great voice, though.
Yeah. Great actor.
Yeah. Yep. I really like English actors. They're so talented, so refined. You know, it's
a different. I suppose a different. I suppose a lot of actors here now do get really influenced by Hollywood. I say, well, American actors are
right.
Their basic elements of learning, I assume, come from sort of the Hollywood thing. Not that I know a lot about acting, except when I get on stage and I can't stop.
Oh, you're great on stage.
Yeah, a different personality moves in.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty cool.
Nothing on a plan. I just, as soon as I hear the music, I kind of go a little mental, you know. Anyway, as long as it stays within the music, that's cool.
Yeah. I want to mention a couple of tracks from Fearless that I noticed. One is Saturday Barfly. That I know you kind of it's Saturday. I don't know how you actually pronounce that, but Saturday Barfly.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday.
That could have. You know, that song could have been on the new. That you could have redone that song on your solo album because it kind of fit in, didn't it?
Yes, it's very similar, isn't it? Yeah, it does have that. And to be honest, I think even that kind of it probably got mentioned by Polly and I. Mm-hmm. This is a bit like Saturday. When you say Saturday like that, it's because we were from Leicester.
Okay.
Leicester is a Midlands town.
Right.
And that's the way, you know, it's a different dialogue to London.
Yep.
You know, it's a different way of speaking. You'd have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, Friday, Sunday. That's the way it's pronounced.
Okay.
It's more like Birmingham in a way.
Right.
It's completely different to London.
Right.
But anyway, sorry, another story.
Yeah.
But yes, I think it was mentioned that we could have had a bit of Saturday Barfly in there.
Oh yeah, it's a great tune. You know, it's kind of it's kind of timeless in a way too. That track.
Yeah.
You know. You know what
it is, because the lyrics are pretty straightforward.
Right.
But I mean, on a kind of a piece of music that isn't straightforward, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
But you know, with the horn sort of interlude here and there and stuff.
Here's a thought. Okay, you know the track "Larf and Sing," right?
Yeah.
You know who actually copied that style, or I don't know. You know the band Gentle Giant, the prog band, Gentle Giant.
Yes, I know of them. Yeah.
It's almost like they got a lot of their mannerisms and songs and style from that track. You know.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, the thing is, you have to remember that the style of the vocal and Laugh and Sing is really taken from gospel. You know, I mean, it just all the gospel tunes, really. I mean, the big artists of the day,
right,
who are having a certain amount of success. The blind men of Alabama. drummer or something, or these kind of people, or many of them, vocal groups, you know.
Right.
And really, that was taken from them, so it wasn't just sort of invented by a family by any stretch of the imagination.
Right.
It's actually a copy of all these vocal groups that we love to hear and listen to, you know. Again, just part of your musical background and learning. You know, like listening to Howlin' Wolf. Howlin' Wolf is a different aspect of it, you know, but all from the same era and all from the same kind of musical background, I think.
Yeah, it's like Elvis with gospel. Yeah.
Church and Howlin' Wolf programs, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I give the album 5 stars, man. I loved it. I really liked it a lot. It's an excellent album. You know, and again, it's one I can listen to over and over again. I really thoroughly enjoyed it.
Well, I'm glad to hear it, mate. Nice one.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for the compliment.
I want to mention, how was the John Wetton memorial thing? How was that?
Excuse me. Excuse me, sorry.
Sure.
Oh, sorry, my cat's just run in the house, gone ape shit, dragging a carrier bagger on. Oh dear. Gee whiz. Anyway, there we go. Sorry, that's my wife saying, am I all right? That's all right, though. But anyway, sorry, Ray, where were we?
The John Wetton memorial.
Yes, the John. Yeah, okay. It was good. It was nice, very soulful, and lots of people there for a very nice thing, you know, to say to John's passing and things like that. And I was again glad to be asked to do something to his name. There were lots of other, you know, fine musicians and things who did things. It's quite a long show.
Really?
But obviously quite a lot of people taking part in it. You know, from King Crimson and gee whiz, Brian Ferry's chaps, and a lot of other musicians, because John was involved in all these people, all these different bands. So it was good. It was a nice evening. Let's put it that way. And it meant well, you know, and it went well.
Yeah, that concert's going to be streaming until, let's see, August 31st, I think. It's going to continue, so people can still watch it.
I mean, I'm not part of any of that. I was just asked if I wanted to be included.
Right.
As a performer, and I said, yes, I'd love to be included.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, John and I were really big pals.
Oh, yeah.
And even when he was with joining his other bands, you know, we still hung out together quite a lot. Him and his girlfriend, me and my girlfriend, you know, we'd go out and drinking, eating, and messing about generally, you know, as we could do when we were younger.
Yeah.
Or did do when we were younger. But no, he was a really close friend, and I'm very pleased that he joined family, because it turned the family round. His musical presence turned the band round, and we came another creative force in a different. I mean, we were creative in our own sense before. When he came in, he kind of gave us another creative instinct, you know, and made us into something else, which was very nice, you know.
Yeah, I really loved him with King Crimson, and you know, on the Red album, that was one of my favorite albums, and I got to see.
What, sorry?
I love John.
King Crimson.
Yeah, with the Red album. Yeah. That was one of my favorite albums, and I got to see John actually with Uriah Heep. He played with Uriah Heep too for a little bit.
That's right. Yeah.
He's done. He did a lot.
Quite a lot.
He did a lot. He did a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you also did a lot.
All these different bands kind of wanted him in their company. You know, it's good.
You worked with a lot of people. You worked with Mike Oldfield. You were The Shadow on the Wall. You were singing on that.
Right,
You worked with Box of Frogs.
Well, I mean,
Yeah. Box of Frogs was another one with Jim McCarty.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad to say I was kind of almost admired from afar, you know. These are people I didn't know until I was fortunate enough to be asked to sing on their albums.
Yeah.
I've just done another one. Do you know this thing? Well, I think doors right now. This thing with, oh, blimey, Rat Scabies, the guy who's damned.
Sure.
Because him and he's got another pal, Billy Shinbone. They put an album together and they're calling themselves the Sinclairs.
The Sinclairs.
So they asked me if I would guest and sing a song.
Okay.
So, which I did do, and I think that's just been released either last week or this week or something. So that's another kind of compliment, really, because they wanted me on their album.
Sure.
And they got me.
That's awesome.
I don't turn these things down. It's a compliment, and I'm pleased to be asked, you know.
Sure. The album, the new album you're working on, when do you think that'll be released? When will you be done with that one?
Oh, I would think sometime. We've done about 6 or 7 songs now.
Okay.
I was going to send 2 or 3 to the same record company, Rough Records.
Rough Records, right.
And I like those people very much. I thought they worked really nice on that album. So I thought I'd send them 2 or 3 tracks to see if they were interested. I mean, we have to do that first because I don't have people kind of clamouring after my musical outlet. I have to knock a few doors. So I mean, I was going to offer it to them first again because they were really good on me.
Yeah.
On the Life in the Pond album.
Right. Definitely looking forward to another one. I mean, this is a great album.
Yeah. Well, I hope we can make it worthwhile.
Yeah.
The wait worthwhile.
Right. Roger, here's a question I ask everybody, and I get some very interesting answers, okay? If you had a Field of Dreams wish, like the movie, to perform with, collaborate with anyone from the past or present, who would that be?
Gee whiz.
And you played with so many people, so...
I suppose I love Cream.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and I was kind of, I knew the guys vaguely in the band, and I really loved what they did recording. They invented a whole musical genre that lots of people copied, the 3-piece, you know, plus the kind of great solos, jazzy-fied, bluesy rock solos.
Right.
So I suppose, in a way, I would love to have sang in front of Cream.
Oh, wow.
I think I could have done them justice, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I loved them, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll stop there because there are too many, to be honest, but I'll stop on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I can see you with... I can see...
Derek and Jack.
I can see... Yeah. I had Jack on the show. He was a good guy. He was very funny.
Yeah, absolutely. yeah. No, I mean...
Yeah.
No, I mean, great player and singer himself.
Yeah.
I mean, gee whiz, yeah.
You know, I'd love to hear you do a strictly R&B. You know, I love R&B. I came from D.C.
Yeah.
Brought up in Baltimore. You know, from that that kind of world. I'd love to hear you do a strictly, really strictly R&B, and bring some, some guest stars. Some R&B guys on the to sing with you. That'd be awesome, huh?
Yeah, well, I have been asked occasionally, but I'm not sure about going on tour with lots of people like that.
Yeah.
Different things are a bit of a loner. But, I mean, I don't mind. No, as I said, I appreciate the invites to do things, record things.
Yeah.
But going on the road with kind of, although you know them on record, you're virtually strangers.
Right.
Not everybody clicks, right?
That's true.
You know, and I can't be doing with if there's any angst on the road, then I would, I'd come away from it anyway.
Yeah.
But, I mean, track on my Life in the Pond album. That's pretty R&B, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I can't think of the title now, but yeah, we thought it was very odd. We thought we'd done a kind of R&B band type thing.
Yeah.
Oh, blimey, saying band. There we go, Robbie Robert. Gee whiz.
Right, there you go.
God bless Robbie Robert.
Yeah.
Yeah, same as that, mate.
Yeah. And, you know, with your voice, you can sing with so many blues artists, too. You and Buddy Guy together. Imagine that. You know?
Wow. Bible, yeah.
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 It's okay. I'll arrange everything, Roger. Leave it to me.
Oh, okay. And you've got my number, so to speak.
You'll be on the road for the next year.
Lovely. How to get to Florida?
We'll start in Florida. We'll start here.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Not at all there.
Exactly.
That's a Trump mansion.
Roger, I want to thank you, man, for being on the show today. You're such a legend.
Welcome.
I've always loved your music all these years, but I especially like your last album. It I don't know, it hit a nerve with me. I just, everything fell in place with that album. It was great,
Yeah.
It's like a classic.
We tried to keep it real, I mean, although there's just the two of you, but I mean, again, I suppose, basically we were almost emulating our own heroes, from the past.
Right.
And doing it as well as we could, so I mean, that's good. Thank you. That's very nice of you.
Oh, yeah. Great album. Enjoyed it a lot. I do want to say special thanks to Billy James of Glass Onion for arranging this interview, the great Billy James.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And you can pre-order the new... Yep, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was going to, Billy was at the John Wetton tribute thing.
Oh, he was there. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't know he was there.
I think so. That's how the contact came up.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it came via someone else. It came via actually John Wetton's manager or ex-manager, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
All right, maybe I'm confused. Never mind.
What? Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right about that. Yeah. See, so many people on that tribute I've interviewed, and I'm friends with, like Annie Haslam. I talk to Annie all the time. She's a lovely person. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know her, to be honest, but there we go.
Yeah. Oh, you can pre-order the new remastered 3-CD clamshell box set of the classic 71 album by Family. Lots of goodies that come with that. That's available. You can pre-order that now. And I guess through Cherry Red Records. You can also purchase Life in the Pond by Roger Chapman. That's available at Amazon.com right now. And I posted your discography. I always have a hard time saying that. Which it goes on. It's a very long list, especially your solo career. Oh my goodness! But I did post it so everybody can see it.
I've never been lazy, right?
Oh my goodness, no! You're one of the hardest men in showbiz for sure. Hardest working men in showbiz.
Don't stop. I mean, musicians don't stop.
Roger, thank you. Thank you, man, for being on the show. I really appreciate it. My best to you and your family.
I appreciate you asking me to be on it. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it, and you'll get all these links to all the interviews. I post these. I belong to so many different sites, including Spotify and Pandora, so it'll be everywhere. And you'll get all the links from Billy. He'll send it to you. Yep.
I'll look forward to getting them from Billy.
Oh yeah. He'll send them to you. Thank you, Roger.
Don't burn in the sun there because it's much too hot.
It is too hot here. I don't go out.
Until about 7 o'clock at night. 8 o'clock.
All right, Roger. Take care. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.